Well, g'day guys, Hyorider here, and we are out on a absolutely beautiful sunny Melbourne day. Ha 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 ha, who am I kidding? Melbourne doesn't have beautiful sunny days. It's a typical old rainy, overcast, cold day. Well, everything being all logical, I decided to go for a ride. Go figure. So, yeah, it's been a little bit since I've done a vlog, or a proper one. I haven't had my computer, and my computer only just arrived the other day after it being shipped down from Brisbane. Yeah. So what's been going on? What's going on in my life? Well, not too much. I'm starting work this week. Finally, I'm pretty excited, and you know, it's just the old usual stuff. But I thought I'd do a little bit of I'm starting to fog up a little bit here. I thought I'd do a little bit of a short vlog, or I guess sort of talk about people that are planning on doing long distance trips and things like that. People that are planning on going cross country or, you know, long distances on their motorcycle. So I mean, I'm just sort of going to talk from experience, some of the things that I did, some of the things I prepared for, planned for when I came. If you don't know, I rode all the way from Brisbane to Melbourne, which is around about 1700 kilometers. So I guess, I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm experienced in the matter, but I've done it before, so, you know, I can just share my experiences that I have had. So yeah, I guess probably one of the most important things that you can do when planning a long distance trip is to plan it out very well. How I planned it is I actually planned... Which lane you going in, buddy? I planned out where the fuel stations were, what towns had the fuel stations, what towns had motorcycle repair shops, and I planned my route pretty well. Now, because I did the trip over a couple of days, you also have to plan where you're going to be staying. I calculated out how far I could travel on that, you know, on a tank of fuel, where I'd have to fill up, that sort of stuff. So I did it so that I was filling up every 200 k's or so, and here in Australia that's about the distance between the towns anyway. It's around about 100 to 200 kilometers. Just everything's just all, you know, spread out and stuff like that. Damn, mirror's crooked. There we go, I can see behind me again. So that's sort of how I planned it all out. So it was good. Going Brisbane to Melbourne only really cost me around about 120 bucks in fuel. That was including enough for me to run around in Bathurst for a day, have a bit of a play on Mount Panorama, that sort of stuff. So yeah, one of the most important things you need to do is to prepare your bike before you leave. Now I obviously did a full service. I got a new set of tyres on, only because I kind of wore my old tyres down to metal, like this. So kind of screwed up a set of tyres. Also, you know, the usual sort of stuff, new plugs. Didn't put a new chain or sprocket on, it didn't really require it, but just the usual stuff. Damn, my clutch needs to be adjusted again, it's annoying. So, you know, you need to prepare your bike, you need to make sure that it is capable of going the distance, because, you know, if it is a long way, a lot of the times a breakdown can be very expensive, especially when you know you're 100 kilometers from the nearest town. You want to avoid that as much as possible. Do try and ride with someone else. It really sucks riding by yourself. Try and stick to known roads, and always make sure that someone else back home knows where you're going, or at least the general area, and check in with them as well. It's very, very important, because if you come off on you know, a random country road, there might not be a car or a house for miles, and so, you know, if someone knows, okay, you haven't arrived at such and such town, you know, someone can at least try and chase up and check up on you, and you know, there's less potential of you becoming just one of those missing people, missing persons. I don't know what the correct terminology is. People's persons. So always make sure you plan your route and share what your route is with someone else. Now, things that you probably need to pack to take. Obviously, you need to take water. That's very important, because you know you're going to need water as you're going, just like your fuel needs bike. Just like your fuel needs bike. Just like your fuel needs bike. Just like your bike needs fuel. Jeez, dyslexic prick. Don't run up behind me, truck. Friggin' hell. Jeez Louise. Just like your bike needs fuel, you need fuel as well, and that form is water. Try and stay away from energy drinks as much as possible. Gatorade, lemonade is good stuff. Energy drinks is just going to give you a kick in the guts for a little while, and then you're just going to go on a sugar low, and you're just going to get really drowsy. Very, very bad on a motorcycle. Look at all the crap here. Jeez. So try and stick away from that. Pack water. Water's important. I had a hydration backpack, so a backpack that had a water bladder in it. Very, very handy. I think it holds 3 liters, and that's more than enough. And you know, it keeps you very much hydrated. Another very important thing that you need to take with you is chain lube. Now that's just, you know, especially if you're going long distance, that sort of stuff. Now I'm talking about on-road. Obviously there's different things that you need to take if you're doing a lot of off-road stuff, and I've never done off-road. Never done enduro off-road, all that sort of jazz. But on-road, definitely take chain lube and lube up when she's looking a bit dry. So very, very important thing to take. Another thing I took, look at the Hummer. Another thing that I took was a battery bank for my phone, to keep my phone charged / GPS. I think it was an 8800 milliamp, so it can charge up my smartphone up to 4 times, I reckoned. It kept it charged the whole trip. It was just on trickle charge, so you know, it still didn't use very much battery at all. So phone charger, definitely important. What else did I take? Something very, very important. Gaffer tape or fabric tape or a tape of some sorts, just in case, you know, you accident, or, you know, just in case you bin it. Obviously it's always going to be an accident, but just in case you bin it and you've got fairings or bits and pieces hanging off that you need to fix up just to get you to the next stop or to the mechanic or wherever. It's always very, very handy to have. There's a couple of things that are sort of, I guess, sort of say creature comforts. I took a throttle control or throttle hold, speed hold thing. Cruise control, that's the word I'm looking for. It wasn't necessarily cruise control, as I said, it's a throttle hold. It was very handy. It saved my wrist a lot of harm, because, you know, instead of, you know, it sitting, instead of, like, you know, you constantly holding there, it sort of sat there and it held the throttle in one place. It was very handy, so definitely recommended to get something like that. And of course, take your wet weather gear. I travelled very light. All I had was my my tank bag and backpack, and you know, out of that I just had a couple of changes of clothes, my wet weather gear. You know, you can take a first aid kit just in case. I didn't, but I didn't need it luckily, but you know, it's very handy to have. So yeah, that's just some of the things that I took that were, you know, pretty helpful. Anyway guys, that is pretty much all I really wanted to sort of talk about. There's not really a great deal more that I can really share on that subject. If you do have any questions, however, or if you want any hints or helps or anything like that, certainly let me know. I'll be more than happy to share my experiences and my knowledge. Missed that light, didn't I? My knowledge and my skill. As I said, I'm not a professional. I only just travelled, you know, Brisbane to Melbourne, but you know, that's my experiences and that's what I've done. So yeah, of course, let me know if you do have any questions. Anyway guys, it's good chatting to you again, and we'll see you soon. Bye.